The two major improvements that you can make to any single stage dust collector is, first of all, to turn it into a two-stage collector by adding the trash can and some kind of a baffle, either the Thien baffle or a cyclone. The second improvement is you can add a better filter to replace the old bag filter. In this case, I went with the one that everybody seems to be talking about online, the Win Environmental 0.5 micron filter. That's going from a 5 micron bag filter, comes with the Harbor Freight model, to a 0.5 micron pleated filter. Now the pleated filter, that just means that you have the folds in the paper, kind of like your air conditioner filters in the house. The advantage of the pleats is that it gives you more surface area, so more air can pass through. So even though we have dropped down from a 5 micron hole to a 0.5 micron hole, it shouldn't restrict the airflow too much until it starts to get clogged up. And at that point, they say you just use 60 psi air and just blast it out, and then the dust will drop down into your bag. Let's take a quick look at the old filter. I believe I've emptied the trash can 2 or 3 times, but really it wasn't completely full. So let's say 1 trash can full of dust and chips and shavings. This is all the stuff that was too light to drop into the can. It just goes up in the air. And I was cutting Purple Heart, walnut, Paduke, and screwdriver. Anyway, you can see there's a lot of dust that comes out of that. That's anything that is 5 microns or larger that was caught in the bag. Anything smaller than 5 microns would just pass through and go into the air, and then hopefully get caught by that overpriced air filtration system up there. But I actually don't even know what size micron filter is on that thing. So who knows, maybe that's worse than the bag filter. Anyway, with the Win Environmental, it's got a rubber gasket on it, so you just drop it down inside your pan here, and then on the inside you got these little clips, which are just hose clamps that were clipped off and had a little piece bent on the bottom. So you attach it to the filter rim here, and then to this whatever this thing is called. I'm going to figure that out one of these days, but I think I'm done making dust collection videos, so maybe not. Anyway, these guys right here are okay. I think these clips are a little bit small for this rim. They were bending a little bit, but I guess that's fine. You're not supposed to put a lot of pressure. As long as you can get that rubber gasket up in there to seal, that's fine. Now, looking back at the instructions, maybe I just missed it, but it didn't seem completely clear to me that those clips go on the inside of the filter. I was thinking they clipped onto the outside at first, so I was a little concerned that it seemed like it was so much undersized, but no, they go on the inside. Surprisingly, a lot of companies do this. You spend $200 on something like a paper filter, and they can't afford to give you full-size color instructions, but whatever, that's how they do it. So anyway, I'm going to put the new bag on there, because it does come with 2 new bags. I think I'm going to leave the bag a little bit longer this time, and let's see how that looks. In progress comment here. I used tape to put on the original Harbor Freight bag because these clips were not all standard distance from the bottom, and the bag kept falling off. It was a huge pain in the neck. But the bags that came with the wind filter actually fit a little bit tighter, so they seem to hold around this rim here, making the tape unnecessary. So that's a plus. I still want color pictures of my instructions. And there we have it. That's the finished product with a new filter and a new bag. I left the bag a little bit longer just because I noticed with the last one it was just short enough that the dust in the bottom was going into a cyclone. And I think once I start blowing the dust out of the filter, the very fine dust that gets caught in here, what might happen is it'll get kicked up in the bottom of the bag and sucked right back up into the filter, which would be counterproductive. So we'll see if that height works. If not, may just have to go back to full height. It's probably not really going to affect anything one way or the other. One other point, as you can see here, this is the old bracket for holding the bag. I got to take that off. Lost about a foot of height here overall, so that's a little plus. I made it just the right height before so that it could roll underneath the garage door opener. Now that just gives me a little bit more space, which I may or may not need. Maybe I'll put a shelf on top of that. And I guess that's about it. Hope this helps, and have fun.